So it's Thursday. I'm sweating like a madman because it's like 90 degrees and raining at the moment. I've been driving around my neighborhood. I just got done doing a really big yard, which is why I'm sweating. Anyway, I've been driving around my neighborhood. You can see, if you look in the back, there's another bicycle and some reclaimed lumber back there. So I guess I'm kind of late to the punch with this particular video. But this is, actually, before I put my seatbelt on, what is that that's out to the road for trash? Hold on. It looks like a pond. Worst case scenario, I can use this as a planter box. Throw that in the back. As you can see, I found an old school, and if you look, it's got a 3-speed hub. That's a vintage women's Schwinn. Reclaimed some lumber. This is just some sort of stain that got splattered on that wood. But you'll see coming up in the next little while what it is I'm going to do with that reclaimed lumber. So I've been talking with Bubbles about the project that I have in mind for the reclaimed lumber. A lot of it's going to be pallets, but I feel like for structural reasons, I need some solid lumber, which I've got lumber. There's so much construction going on in my neighborhood right now that literally all I have to do is drive around my neighborhood if I need to find lumber for anything. Bubbles and I are going to try to make a chicken coop. It's going to start sometime next week because I still need a few days to keep gathering pallets and reclaimed lumber from around the neighborhood. But we're going to make a chicken coop. I'm going to try to. I will promise you that much. We are going to try to make a chicken coop. Should be interesting. So neither one of us are particularly construction oriented. Let's see. Looks like a pile of boxes. They must have just moved. We got a KitchenAid box. Anyway, I'm going to keep driving around my neighborhood and hopefully I will find something. Driving around, driving around, driving around, driving around. Mind you, this is not trash day. However, never hurts to drive around once in a while, see what you can potentially find. Alright, so I'm backing up right now because I found some firewood on the side of the road. If you give me just a moment, I have to cut it with my chainsaw, but it's firewood. Back of the truck's getting kind of full. However, I shall keep driving because I'm not going to get out of second gear anywhere here in the neighborhood. So let's see what else we can find. Huh? Alright, I see a pile of debris right here. Hey, look, there's some lattice. free lattice. Alright, so seeing as I'm looking kind of like I'm the fucking Beverly Hillbillies here, driving around in my neighborhood, I'm already kind of the black sheep of my neighborhood. Oh, look at that. There's a pallet. So stop and get the pallet. That way I could really look like the Beverly Hillbillies while I'm trying to get back to my house. That's officially that's a truckload of shit right there. So much. I could literally drive around this neighborhood that I live in all day, every day, and collect things, but I don't. However, I have a project in mind this time, which is why I'm out collecting things, and I will continue to be collecting things, and perhaps this is where the reclaiming wood for a chicken coop bit starts. I haven't decided whether I'm going to have chickens or if we're going to sell the chicken coop. Wow, in the world. Shit, somebody's getting a couple of truckloads of wood over there, which means there'll be a dumpster in soon. Alright, so as you can see, my collection of oddball bicycles. This is Bubbles' old bike right here that I'm not entirely sure he's not going to need that bike again one day, so I haven't gotten rid of it. There's a tandem bike that I bought off the back of a scrap truck, kind of janky. There's an aluminum Schwinn that I found on the side of the road. A 1970s Lotus woman's bicycle, and Lotus like the brand of the car Lotus. Found this one the other day on the side of the road. That one's going to get some love and given to a kid someplace. I've got this old Huffy with the ram horn bars off of a property that I work downtown. All these bikes, well, I paid $10 for the tandem bike, but that was free. This bike here that is waiting for a paint job was free from my neighbors. I have this 1956 J.C. Higgins woman's bicycle that I got for free. I paid for this one. That's a 3-speed Stingray chopper. Drove to Charlotte and paid $135 for that bike because they didn't make very many of those. There's the one I rode to North Carolina. I paid $20 for it, but then again I paid $40 for the tire that's on the back of it. So there's that piece of lattice I just pulled. I got to unload the rest of this shit. Alright, so I'll show you what I got so far. This is the pallet from today. I've got those 2 pallets there. That big pond thing may actually end up coming into use for having a chicken coop. So this is the wood that I was able to reclaim today. It's beautiful wood. I mean, don't get me wrong, you got some rot, but I'll cut all that shit off because, I mean, this is the longest piece out of all of them. I can cut that off and make them, they've all got the same little cut over here. Get rid of the nails. And then I got that board, but I also found a window while I was driving around the other day. This is a brand new double paned glass window. Some around the door insulation. And then there's this minty little gem. Like the brakes are a little crusty, you pull them, but they still work. Like, that's a bonus. And it's got a 3-speed hub that this piece still pulls in and out, which means it shifts. That's a hell of a find right there. Anyway, that's probably about it for today. I'm gonna go back out a couple more times this weekend and drive around and see if I can't get some more stuff, but that's 3 pallets down, a window, some wood. We're gonna make this chicken house, fuckers. Alright, so this video is not over. I took the go-kart out for a ride, and look at this. Somebody threw these flowers. There's a cooler full of soda. What is that? No, those are plant clippings. Fake plant clippings. So, let's see. See if I can do this. Is it possible to go trash picking on a go-kart? Oh, dude, dude, these plants are healthy as shit. Wow, okay. Let me figure this out. I'm gonna take these, and I'm gonna put them right there under the steering wheel. These are like brand new fucking plants that they got bought. They're filming a movie right here, is what this is. And they bought these brand new plants. Dude, these plants are awesome. Nothing wrong with those. Those are not clearance plants by any means. Oh. And look, a bag of dirt. Perhaps they come back for the pots. I'm gonna figure this out. Let's figure it out together. Let's get it going. All right, let's do this. Woo. Craziest thing you ever seen, huh? Out trash picking on a go-kart. Who'd have ever thought? Gotta go slow. Don't want to hurt the flowers. So I made it home. Like, dude, I don't even know what the hell these plants are, but healthy as can be. I gotta go back and get those pots though. Wow, look at that. These are $10 a piece, so there's $10, $20, $30, $40. I don't see a price tag on that one, but I mean, hell, it's at least $60 worth of flowers. Look at, these are pansies, I believe. Try to get these things off the go-kart. Wow, freebies. I'm gonna go back and get the pots. Hey, pots in a cooler. So imagine that. Go out to ride your go-kart, get some pots, a cooler, flowers.